Hello everyone, this is Jason Fain from Instructional Design and Development, and today I'm going to be showing you a new tool called Respondus. Now Respondus is a pretty cool program that's installed on your computer and then allows you to create assessments for Blackboard by beginning with a Word document. So it's a lot easier to create your assessments as opposed to creating it inside of Blackboard. So what we usually do is we start with a Word document, and to import that Word document we're going to have to go to Import Questions. Now I can also import a plain text document or a Word document or a Word 2000 document. I have a lot of different options. Typically what we decide to do is go with the plain text document because it allows us to make sure that our formatting is absolutely correct before we try to upload it into Blackboard. And it's also a lot easier to find the mistakes if there are any mistakes. So I just wanted to show you kind of our sample Word document. It looks something like this. We have a true or false question, and then we have our multiple choice question, A, B, C, and D, and then followed by the answer key, which is saved out as 1 dot space, then the letter of the correct answer. The formatting for these questions can be very specific, so again that's why we also copy this into Notepad, and then Notepad is kind of what we use to bring into Respondus. Now you may look at this formatting and go, wow, that's somewhat complicated, I guess, with the A dot space true, B dot space false, and then a double enter before your two. It has to be very specific in order to go into Respondus. So to look at a guide for all of that, I'm going to go back into Respondus, and this is the Import Questions pop-up window. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Help. And if you ever need help with the standard format, you can just click Standard Format, and it will take you through a list of instructions showing you the correct way to format your Word document. And it will also show you a couple other tips and tricks that we're not necessarily going to cover in this tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and let's go ahead and continue on now that that's kind of out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and browse to my file name, which in this one I called samplequiz.txt. I'm going to open that up, and then I'm going to have to give it a name. So I'm going to call this one Sample Quiz, and this is going to go into Blackboard. So also, once this is in here now, I want to use the preview button, and what that lets me do is preview the two questions and make sure that all my questions are coming in. So if I have two questions in my Word document, there should be two questions here, and then also it lets me know if there's any warnings. In this case there's no warnings because the formatting is correct. So now when I click Finish, it's going to let me know the file was saved, and it's going to bring the questions in here where I can actually preview them if I would like to preview. And then I can also change some of the answers if I'd like to change the answers by going to Edit. Okay, so now I have all of my questions in here. The next step will be to set your settings. So these are the same settings that are available in Blackboard, and you don't really have to do this step now. You can do this in Blackboard, or you can do this now. It's up to you, whichever one is easier for you. Then once you are finished with the settings part, you go into Preview and Publish at the top, and then you go into the Publish wizard. So now what you're going to do is this will have your settings in here for going into your Blackboard course, and then you just click Next, and it's going to go into your Blackboard course, and it's going to pull in all the different sections that you're currently enrolled in as a professor. So I'm going to go ahead and select the 2010 course because this is the one I'm going to be uploading into. And then I'm going to go ahead and also check at the very bottom, link into a learning module, because I want this to go into a learning module. So when I click Next, it's going to give me another window which will show me all of the learning modules and all of the folders that I currently have inside of this course. And I want to go ahead and put this one into my first learning module. So I'm going to go into my learning modules folder, learning module 1, click Next, and it's going to go ahead and start uploading into Blackboard. And it said it completed successfully, so I'm going to click Finish. And we're going to go into our Blackboard. So here's my Blackboard. And I'm going to go into my learning module just like I said before. So it's in my learning modules, learning module 1, and there is the sample quiz that we just uploaded from Respondus. So this tool makes things very easy for you to organize and upload assessments. It's a very useful tool, and we use it quite often here in the office. This concludes the tutorial.